Hi everybody, welcome back to another Stampin' On Friday episode. Today we're making a birthday card using two stamp sets from Paper Tray Ink. The first one is the Flower Fusions number 12 stamp set, which I misplaced the packaging for. And my sentiment comes from the 2011 birthday tags. So we're going to get started. I'm using the stem from the Flower Fusion number 12 and some Paper Tray Ink Spring Moss ink. Just going to go ahead and ink that up. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp that right onto this piece of vintage cream cardstock, which measures 3 1/4 by 3. Alright. And then I'm going to take the flower from that same stamp set, use some Aqua Mist ink. I'm going to line it up and stamp it right above my stem, just like that. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is stamp my sentiment, and for that I'm going to use the Happy Birthday sentiment from the 2011 birthday tags, and that's just going to go right on here. And it looks pretty straight. And I'm going to use some Jenny Bolin brown sugar ink. I'm going to ink that up. Stamp it first right across the bottom. And then I'm going to stamp it, or ink it up again, and this time I want to stamp it going down the side. So it'll look like this. Now I wanted to, you can use it just like this, but what I did was I just did some stitching lines going around the outside of my image. And then I have a piece of seam binding that I had in my stash. It was a very small piece. And I tied a little bow on it. And that's going to go right onto that space, that open space right here. So I kind of saved that area for a bow. So it looks like this. Now I'm going to go ahead and start putting the card together. I told you this is a really, really simple card. I'm going to start off with my card base. This is an A2 standard size card. It's cut at, it's an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock cut at 5.5 on the 11-inch side. So it makes a 4 1/4 when folded, a 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch card. I have a piece of brown, dark chocolate, I think it's called, Paper Tray Ink cardstock. This is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. That's my layer piece. And then I have another piece, and this is the pattern paper from the Textile Library Ledger Paper Tray Ink, I think that's 8 by 8 paper pad. And I cut this at 3 3/4 by 5 inches. So that'll go right in the front here, matted together. Now I also wanted to sew the edges of that, so I just put some tape right in the center and then adhered those down, and then I took it to my sewing machine and did some stitches. So we'll just go ahead and adhere this down. When I sew, what I do is I don't do any back sewing. I pull my threads all the way to the back and then just tape them down with a piece of Scotch tape. Unless I'm doing it with a layout or something, then I'll just put a knot or something like that. So I'm going to center this right in the front of my card. I'm going to take some dimensional adhesive, and I'm just going to use some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. Put those on the back. And we just ran out of dimensionals, so I'm going to have to get some more. And then this is going to get centered right to the right a little bit. Just like that. And then I'm going to stick a little button right in the center, so I just need to grab a glue dot for that. And that'll go right there. So that's my card for today. Thanks for watching another Stampin' On Friday episode, and I'll see you next week.